Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I'm continuing, or actually concluding, my run on Sharp Mountain with Sharp Mountain Solo by John Fredericks, published by Sharp Mountain Games. You can find this on TTRPG as a pay-what-you-want download. The link in the description below. Alright, so I have been running his system and running it through a dungeon crawl, and the team that we have here before us is Callista Celine. She is a human spell slinger. And we have Mofo Sneakfoot. And Mofo Sneakfoot is a harefoot sneak, if you will. Trap springer, we call him that. Selendor Silverleaf is your classic Elven Archer Ranger. Good at tracking and has a bow and stuff. Garthor Crusher is a brute, which is a kindred species, race, whatever you want to call it, in his game, Sharp Mountain Solo. And he is a two-weapon maestro. They also have along Rala Hammond, who is an accused murderer. She was accused of murdering Cyrus Fell, but she has pled her innocence. And when the team went to get the bounty on her, they captured her and they were bringing her back to the village that hired her to bring her to justice, and found that the village was completely empty. So they tracked the things, people, whatever, they're pretty sure it's orcs, that brought the villagers, as far as they can tell at least, to a delve. They went down into the delve, found orcs, and they've made their way to this door here, and they're about to enter into the door. Now, before they do, there's still some wounds with Garthor and Celine. So Celine's going to use one of her own, and Mofo is going to give Garthor a charge of his healing stone. He's going to touch a healing stone, say the Skulker's name, and heal Garthor 2 points. Man, these dice do not like healing stones. This whole series, they've really been messing with that. It's been a lot of ones on healing stones. Okay, and then Callista, let's see what hers does. Oh, that's a little better. So she is almost a fool. Got my handy dandy dry erase note card here. All right, so they're about to go through the door, and we'll see what they will see. All right, Garthor, break it down. So he tries. No need, they're open. So he opens the door, and revealed in the room is a scene of horror. Okay, there are a couple of orc guards by the door. They're armored, so they have shields and chainmail, so that puts them at an armor of 3. There is a orc over here with a hideous looking staff. Standing next to him is a human who has a skull mace and is wearing a skull helm, and there are body parts all over this area here, chopped up, blood everywhere. There's an orc here and an orc there, standing between whoever comes through that door and here. Now, in this circle, this man here is standing there, and he is kind of, I wouldn't say worshiping, but he is gesticulating at a massive, horrifying creature that is in the middle of this particular circle. And as they look closer, if you look closer, see that well, we'll get to that. All right, let's just get to it. So, he drops Rala like a sack of potatoes, as Tabletop Wanderer mentioned in one of the comments in one of my other videos. I wish you'd quit doing that. And he's going to charge this guy here. Selendor's going to fire off an arrow there. And Callista. However, that is if they have initiative. I forgot to roll initiative. And they, oh my gosh, that was going to be a 1, and now it's a 5. So the bad guys have initiative, so that's all right. So he laughs. This orc comes up on Garthor. This one comes up on Garthor. Rala is kind of still on his shoulders. So she's going to kind of be in the way here. This archer moves over here to get a clear shot if he needs to, and this orc moves up to get ready to, you know, stop them. All right, so so these two attack Garthor. They need 8s, a miss and a miss, so that's good. Good for Garthor. And the archer's not going to fire into that mess. This man says, yes, I, Dark Sun, have unleashed my abomination, and you shall be its first victims. And it starts to move out of the circle towards them. This orc comes over, fires a magic bolt out of his staff at Garthor. He is semi-proficient magic, so needs a 7. And he misses. The magic bolt flies by and does not harm him. All right, so that is that. So now Garthor is dropping Rala like a sack of potatoes, and he is attacking the one in front of him, and hits, does 6 damage, and they have armor 3, so that's 3 damage, but he has a 2-handed weapon, so that's +2, so it is 5 damage to this one, which is enough to take down a typical orc, armored though he may be. And he steps around there as Selendor unleashes an arrow at this one. And he hits, but he does 5 damage. -3 is 2, so that's only 2 damage off of that particular orc. And then that one has that, and that guy over there has that. And the shaman has, he's a step up, so I'll give him this. And then the Dark Sun will be a little more powerful. All right, so they have their hit points established, and now Selendor attack. Callista Selene attacks with her magic bolt, so she needs a 5. She gets a 6, the higher die, 5. It's not modified by armor, so that one just magic bolt hits him in the forehead and drops him to the ground like a sack of potatoes. And then Mofo, he's going to move over here, fire hand crossbow at this guy. He's been pretty good with that hand crossbow here, so all right, pretty good. That's a hit. 6 minus, this guy has light armor, -1's 5. He goes down. These orcs are falling down like sheaves of wheat, or into sheaves of wheat. All right, so that was that round. Now we'll roll initiative. 4, the bad guys go. So the abomination, he moves very slowly because it's big and lumbering. So we'll say it just makes its way here, almost to Garthor, not quite. And Garthor goes, that we found the villagers. And Mofo's like, what? What are you talking about? That thing. It's made of human body parts. What? No. So they are also stunned by that. I'm actually going to have them make some kind of shock roll. All right, so I'm going to say Callista, Selendor, Garthor, none of them have anything along the lines that would help them with that, so they each, well, Mofo has personality. Maybe he saw some nasty things growing up on the streets of Northgate. But yeah, so I'll give him a 7. Everybody else needs an 8. So let's do Mofo. He fails. Let's do Garthor. He fails. Let's do Selendor. He keeps his wits. And oh, Selene, so close. She does not. Callista does not. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna roll to see. They're going to have disadvantage, but I'm only gonna have it last for a certain amount of time. So so we'll put these black tokens on them to indicate that they have been shaken by the sight that they have seen. I'm putting these on my character sheets. We can't see that off camera. The only one that Selendor kept his wits, the rest of them. And I'm going to roll 1d3 rounds are going to be at disadvantage till they can shake that off. So 1 round. So they only have disadvantage for 1 round as they face this abomination. All right, so the bad guys, once the abomination moves up, this guy fires an arrow at Garthor. And that's a 7, that's a miss. They need an 8. The shaman moves over and fires another magic bolt at Garthor. And that's a 5. He needs a 7. It misses. The human priest just saunters over, laughing maniacally, beholding the power of his creation as he thinks it's about to destroy the party that has entered the room. Garthor is like, "Ugh, I don't care. It must die." And so he rushes the abomination. He's at disadvantage for this attack. And with disadvantage, even with disadvantage, 9 he hits. Take the larger number, 5. I'm going to say this thing doesn't have any armor. It's just literally bodies. So it's 5 plus 2 damage. That's 7. Now, I'm giving it quite a few hit points. So we'll see how long it lasts. Typical hit points in Sharp Mountain Solo for player characters is 20. It's much less for enemies. And then special enemies get like 20, like this guy, for example, will probably be at 20. I put him at something a little less simply because of the amount of opponents they're facing, but this thing has obviously more than 20 hit points. So, all right. So he's at disadvantage, but he still managed to hit. Mofo moves in, fires off his hand crossbow at the archer. 7. He needs an 8 with the hand crossbow, so he misses. All right. Selendor, however, fires off an arrow at the archer, trying to take out the ranged attack guy. He hits. 6 is the highest number. He is lightly armored. That's enough to take down the archer. And he moves into the room over here, terrified of this thing, though he has managed to keep his wits about him. Celine goes magic user on magic user. Now, she has her magic armor up, and magic armor, negates a magic bolt. I'm going to roll 50% chance he has magic armor up. So 1, 2, 3, he doesn't. 4, 5, 6, he has it up. 1, 2, 3, he does not. So he does have it up. So she's going to need to find out. So she fires off a bolt at him. And that is good to hit. It would have been a crit, but it is negated by his magic armor. So he has armor 3, which makes sense. And then Rala, she is trying to get out of her bonds. All right, so I'm going to say that she's been working on her bonds for a while, but she's like, I'm going to get out of here. So I'm going to have her make a check with disadvantage to try to break her bonds. You know what? I think I'll use the hurdle point rules in Sharp Mountain Solo for this. Hurdle points. A ball might require 3 successful hits to be defused, perhaps within 3 rounds. So what I think I'll do is I'll say she needs to get 3 successes to break out. We'll just call it that. But she has disadvantage because she's bound and so forth and so on, and she needs an 8 with disadvantage, and she doesn't get it on this round. Okay, so that's what Raw is doing. All right, now the bad guys. All right, so the shaman, he needs to find out if she has magic armor up, so he is going to fire off a magic bullet at her. And he would have hit and crit, just like she would have. However, her magic armor dispels it, negates it. All right, this creature. Okay, so this creature is out of control. This creature, because of its 2 big hands, is going to get 2 attacks. Simply because of its strength, it is going to hit on 6s. And I'm going to make it extra BA and give it advantage on every attack because of its great unearthly strength, and it needs a 6. So it gets 11 there. Okay, and missed with one of the claws, hit with one of the other claws, hit Garthor for 6. I'm also going to give it a +3 damage, because if I give these weapons like 2-handed weapons +2 damage, these weapons are definitely going to get +3. So this is going to hurt. Now, Garthor is protected by chainmail, so that 6 becomes a 4, but then +3 is 7. So Garthor takes 7 damage, which is quite a bit. Now, their round is over. We're now moving to, on this guy, he keeps laughing. He's just watching his creation go to town. Yes, I shall be using my abomination to take over the world. All right, so initiative. Let's see what we got. All right, the heroes go first. So Callista sees it's decided, Selendor, attack the wizard. Mofo, you as well. And Mofo's like, I don't know about that priest over there. He's scary. Don't worry about him. Garthor and I will focus on the abomination. You take them out. So Selendor is going to fire off shot and hits 6 damage, -3 because of the magic armor is 3. Okay. Mofo is going to move up on him, and he's going to fire his hand crossbow as he tries to close to fight with his better weapon. He needs an 8. He misses. And now Garthor is going to try to hit this creature as best he can with his great axe. He needs a 5. And, oh, almost a crit. So he gets a 9. So he does 5. So that's 5 damage plus 2, 7 damage more off of this thing. Alrighty. Chop, chop. And the flesh and blood bone keeps flying out as he's smashing it with his weapon. Celine hits it with a magic bolt. Oh, almost another crit. Does 5 damage. Parts of it continue to fall off, and the priest here is starting to get a little upset. No, you shall not end my abomination. And so we'll do the shaman fires off at Selendor. He sees Selendor as a bigger threat. Fires a magic bolt at him, misses. That guy's magic bolt is not very effective. All right, the cleric is moving towards them to engage them as well, while his abomination is going to try to stab Garthor again with advantage, needing a 6. So it gets a 7. So take the higher die. 4 minus 2 is 2 plus 3 is 5 damage off of Garthor. So Garthor is not long for this battle. He is in trouble because this is also a hit, and that also is going to put him down. So he goes down. Blood spraying, he's down. And the priest starts laughing. You're nothing before my creature. All right, so Garthor has to make a fitness test, or he is going to start dying. And he makes it. So he's just kind of unconscious on the ground, even though his party members don't know it. All right, so that was that initiative. The bad guys go first. So the abomination steps over Garthor and attacks Selendor. Selendor is also wearing chainmail, so it's -2 damage. 7 hits, and an 8 hits, and 8's a crit. So 8 damage, -2 is 6. 7 damage, so take the higher die, 4. -2 is 2, so 8 damage total off of Selendor. All right, and he is like almost backed against the wall, and oof, it's getting rough. And the shaman fires off a bolt at Mofo. And hits this time and does 6 damage, not modified by armor. So Mofo, I think for the first time in this adventure, is taking some damage. Okay, so now it's the good guys. Mofo just moves up with his short sword and attacks this shaman, hoping to do a little better. He hits on a 6 with his close combat, and he misses. All right, and then Selendor. Selendor is going to do everything he can to defend. He knows he's probably no match for this thing, so he's going to take a quote-unquote fighting withdrawal. But also, after he does, he's going to try to somersault away, or like, yeah. So he is going to, he needs to make a, we'll call it a fitness check, I guess. And I'm going to give him disadvantage because it's not really his, and he needs to get an 8. I dropped a die. The solo spelunking way. You gotta drop a die. It wouldn't be a... All right, 9, so he makes it. Oh, disadvantage. No, he does not make it. So he's not able to roll away, but he does a fighting withdrawal, but it may not be enough. Celine, Callista, she has a decision to make. Either fire on this priest or fire on the abomination. She backs up and decides to fire on the abomination. Actually backs down the hall quite a bit here. Oh, and I need to roll for Rala, see if she... Oh, she has disadvantage. Yeah, yeah, 6. So she's unable to break free that round. I think there's another round I forgot last round. Disadvantage 5. No, she's unable to break her bonds. Celine is going to fire on the abomination. She needed a 5. And yeah, she misses. So things are, I knew it was going to be a tough fight, so this is fun. All right, so let's see if they can really pull this off. All right, so Garthor. Yeah, he's unconscious. All right, and I think they lost initiative, so let's roll for initiative. Oh, man, bad guys go again. Come here, little wizardress. I want to bash in your skull. And then the shaman, he takes his staff and swings it. That's an 8. And he hits 5 damage, -1. Mofo's wearing leather armor, so 4 damage to Mofo. All right, and then the abomination. This is not going to be good for Selendor. So he kind of turns towards Selendor. 2 claws with advantage. Ooh. So this one hit and it critted with the 6. Advantage over here is 9, so 6 is the highest. So the 6 minus 2 is 4, and the 6 minus 2 is 4. That's 8 off Selendor. Still alive, still up and fighting, but it's not looking good. But we'll see how this all plays out. All right, and then, yeah, that's it. Okay, the good guys. So Mofo stabs with his short sword, and he hits. Yes, he needs a 6. Yes, he hits 5 damage, -3 because he has the magical armor up, so that's 2 damage more to the shaman. All right, so still up. I had to do some math there. Selendor, he just gives up and attacks this thing. He's desperate, so he attacks with his longsword. He needs a 6 with his longsword. And he gets a 9, so that's a good. That's a hit. 5. So he does 5 damage to this thing. Goblets of flesh and blood spray out at him as he swings. Bone splinters are sticking out of its body. And Celine, Callista, fires on this. She fires on the abomination. She's ignoring the priest for now. Oh, good. She hits for 5 damage. So this thing is starting to almost look like it's falling apart now. It's almost like starting to come apart as different pieces fall off of it as it takes more and more damage. And the priest is like, you have damaged my creature, and now you shall pay for it. So he moves forward and tries to attack her with his mace. He hits on a 7 with the mace. We'll call it a 7 with the mace. And he misses. And then the abomination. Oh boy, poor Selendor. This might be it. So with advantage, he gets a 9. So you take the higher one as 5. Oh no. There's the best crit you can get. 12, so that's -10. Or that's 10 minus 2 is 12 minus 2 is 10, so that's 10 damage. And then this is 5 minus 2 is 3. So Selendor falls to the abomination. He needs to make a fitness check to see if he is just simply been knocked against the wall and knocked his head, or if the claws have penetrated and hurt him. He needs his fitness. He needed an 8, and he got a 7 because he doesn't have fitness as a skill, so it's 8. So he is dying right now, so that's not good. Mofo sees out of the corner of his eye. He's like, ah. And then initiative, I believe. Or did the bad guys go first? I don't remember. I'll just roll initiative. Good guys go. Okay, that works. So Celine, she's gonna take the attack from the priest. She needs to take down this abomination. So she fires another magic bolt axe. She knows it's been damaging it, and she misses. She just flat out misses. Celandor has to make a fitness check, and I think it might be with disadvantage, or he dies. Check the rules. See what John put in here. Reaching 0 hit points. Except I don't fail. Make a fitness check. Okay, so he didn't make it horribly punishing. So it's not with disadvantage. It's straight up. He needs an 8. Oh, and he gets a 9, so he's alive. But so the abomination moves towards Mofo. And I guess Mofo is going to stab the shaman. He needed a 6. He got a 5. He missed. C'est la vie. All right, bad guy's turn. So the shaman, he takes a swing. He decides to, no, you know what? He's going to send energy from his staff and kind of try to, you know, like hit Mofo with the staff, but also with like a magic bolt kind of thing. And he gets it 5 damage. So Mofo takes 5 damage. Ugh. So that's not good for Mofo. And this guy swings his mace at Celine and hits 4 damage. She has magic armor up, so 3, so she only takes 1 damage. All right. Initiative. Good guys go first. So Mofo, see that abomination coming. He is not having any of this. So he is going to... All right, so I'm going to say, oh, he has fitness. So I'll have him use fitness to try to get out of this. He's going to try to roll between the two of these and get away and go over this way without taking attacks. If he fails, he's just going to end up between them and they'll both be able to take an attack on him. He needs a 7. This is a big roll. He gets a 9. So Harefoot luck comes in clutch. He rolls away and manages to back up another 15 feet. And then Celine fires off her a magic bolt at the abomination. She hits with a crit. That's 10 full damage. It hits, it goes right through. You know what? It goes right through the abomination. And it's also going to hit the shaman. But since it went through the abomination, well, you know what? You know what? Forget it. Stuff has been falling off him. His body's been falling apart. It goes through him, hits the shaman 2 for 10. But no, wait, it's a magic bolt, so it's negated on him. But anyway, so it hits this thing for 10, and it literally falls apart and turns into a puddle of goo on the ground. And he's like, woman, what have you done? What have you done? And so, his attack, I'm giving him advantage because of his rage. And he gets an 8, so 5 damage. She has magic armor 3, so that's 2 damage. She goes, I have stopped your evil, you foul, foul priest. I am no priest. I am Dark Sun. Yeah, whatever. Initiative. Bad guys go first, so he swings his mace again. Oh, it's a crit. Oh, 10 points, -3, 7. Oh, Celine, ouch. Ouch. And so the shaman fires off a magic bolt at Mofo, hits, and does 5 damage. Mofo is down. So bam, that bolt takes him down. Rala, 2 rounds. All right, so she gets 1 success, 2 success. Let's just do the third one. 7. What did I say? She needed an 8. She's so close to breaking out of the bonds. This is gonna be fun. All right, so Mofo's down. Since it was a magic bolt, he's just out. I guess we should roll, see if he's dying. Okay, he's good. So he's just unconscious, like I thought. All right. Yeah, so now it's their turn, I guess. So Celine fires a magic bolt right in this guy's face. And it's another crit. Awesome. All right, so that's not modified by armor. So that's the first injury he's taken. Oh, and he staggers backward. They're going to stagger backwards, and he's going to trip over Rala. And then Rala, she needed an 8. She doesn't break free. Darn it. I really want her to break free because it's going to be fun. All right, but that's all right. Dice are dictating. This is the way it goes. So now it's initiative. The bad guys go first. He stands up and starts forward. The shaman, he knows his magic bolt's no good against Celine. So he is going to go over and try to smash in Mofo's head. So I'm giving him advantage with his staff. And if he hits, I'm going to add the dice together. All right, so he hits. Advantage, so that is 10 damage on Mofo. If he takes another 10 damage, he's dead. I guess I'll institute a negative hit points in the middle of the game just for fun. Oh, hi Mooney. Mooney, this is a very dramatic time, Mooney. Mofo's in trouble. What? No. Mofo already has enough troubles. Here, I'll tell you what. Here, I'll play with you after the video. Come on. Get down. Thank you. All right. Poor Mofo. All right. So Rala. She breaks free, whips out a dagger she's been hiding the whole time, and tries to jam it into the guy's thigh. I'm gonna give her advantage for the sneak attack. So she gets a 9. He has armor 2. That's 3. But since it's a sneak attack, I'll add the dice together. So 6 damage, and that's enough to take him out. Hits the femoral artery, and this guy's like, and he goes down. She stands up. Celine moves over, fires off a bolt at the shaman. Oh, I missed. No. All right, initiative. This is a big initiative. Oh, no! All right, because magic bolt doesn't hurt him anyway. So he's like, "Argh!" But it does get his attention. He sees that the human priest is down, and he's like, "Argh!" And I'm gonna roll 1, 2, 3. Decides to smash Mofo again. 4, 5, 6. He asks to be able to leave. Yeah. No. He be controlling mine. My people. We're at his mercy. Please, let me go. I'll tell you what, I'm in no shape for this. So she goes over real quick, watching him cautiously, and she uses 2 charges of her healing stone on Mofo. Now, I'm gonna say, because I'll tell you what, because he is so damaged, I'll say the first one brings him up to 1 hit point, and then the other one she spends to really help because she sees the wounds are very grievous, and he's literally sitting at 4 hit points, but he is in bad shape. Then Rala is like, well, this is where I depart. And so she starts running down the hall, and Calissa's like, Rala, please don't. And then so she takes off, and then the shaman's like, I told you, I am only interested in leaving. And so he's going that way. So she lets him go. She doesn't really have too much of a choice. Rala's running down the hall. He's not really running. He's just walking. She's running. She needs to get out of there. And then so she grabs Mofo's healing stone and heals Garthor and Selendor. Selendor gets 2. Garthor gets 6. That's all right. So Garthor's up. Selendor's up. And Selendor uses his final healing stone on himself. And that's 6. And Selendor is like, he vomits. I've never seen such horrors. let us leave this place. So they limped their way out of here. Man, that was something. They limped their way out. They make their way back to the village, since the village wasn't necessarily destroyed, so they kind of spend the night there and just kind of absorb what has happened here and the horrors that humanity can visit upon the world. All right, well, that was my finale of my Sharp Mountain solo run by John Fredericks, published by Sharp Mountain Games. You can get this on TTRPG. John has incorporated quite a few rules that he has found through gameplay and that Solo Spelunking has come up with and that I've come up with. So go ahead and check it out. It's been a nice collaboration. And obviously the work is completely his, and it's a really fun game. It's really effective for beginners. So I think if you want to get if you're not so sure about role playing, as solo role playing, this is an excellent introduction to it. Mooney, please don't do that to my dice. Thank you. All right, folks. Well, from Mooney and from me, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for all your support. I have published my role-playing games, over a year old now, Delves and Dangers. I have finally in print. You can order that on Amazon.com. I will put the link to it in the description below. You can also download it as a free pay what you want download over on itch.io. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched, has liked, has subscribed, and supported my channel. Thank you to my members, Grognard, Nate, Jamie, Tabletop Wanderer, Todd, Surf Monkey, Kai, and my mom. Thank you so much for all the support that you all given me. And like I say, it really makes my solo role-playing journey a little less lonely. Not that loneliness is probably not the right way to go about it. Solo role-playing is just plain out fun. It's so much fun. Obviously, I have many videos on the channel that hopefully proves that to you. Okay, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.